good afternoon, and welcome to my dinner table. Vala is literally outside just with trash. I don't know where she's getting it all, but she's just running around carrying empty water bottles around my backyard. Awesome. So I decided to change locations for this vlog after going back and watching some of the older videos on my couch. The lighting looks like absolute ass. So I'm filming right here because there is a glorious window right here that sunlight is just shining in on my face. And if you can hear Vala outside playing with her water bottles, I apologize in advance. So I figured for this video, I could tell you guys a few fun facts that a lot of you guys might not know about me. A lot of you guys hopefully follow my Twitch channel, which is where you see me live almost every day. But there's a lot more to me than meets the eye when you see me raging and playing video games. So here are 10 fun facts about me. Number 1 is I played soccer growing up. My dad was my coach from ages probably 4 or 5 to like my early teens. I played goalie, and I went from playing on a youth team with my dad and all of my friends to going on and playing club soccer. And then ultimately when we moved from Texas to Arizona, I had to stop playing just because of school and, you know, my dad moving. It was a whole big thing. But I played for a really long time. I was pretty good, not gonna lie. I was one of the best goalies in the league. So that's my claim to fame right there. Number 2, and this is a weird one, but this is a really quirky fact. I actually can't stand the taste of mint. I think it's awful. Even when I find, like, when Rick is chewing gum in the car, or even like mint ice cream, anything to do with mint, I can't handle it. It's so bad that I actually use cinnamon flavored toothpaste rather than mint because I can't handle it. It makes me gag. I think it's awful. Number 3, I was an orc dork in high school and middle school. Actually, I played the violin for 9 years when I was in middle school and high school. It was a fun hobby of mine that I enjoyed very, very dearly that I unfortunately had to end once I went to college because there was just no time, and I didn't have time to do private lessons, and I didn't have an orchestra anymore once I graduated high school. But yeah, I played for 9 years. We went to a lot of competitions. We went to San Francisco, New York, Philadelphia. We went to all kinds of places to compete and did really well. We brought home a few trophies, which is pretty exciting. Number 4 is that I was a massive tomboy growing up. I didn't wear makeup until high school. I always wore like baggy clothes. I wore my hair in a ponytail. I never did anything like that. In fact, the idea of makeup kind of repulsed me. It took some of my friends sitting me down in my bathroom and saying, "We're doing this," before I finally was like, okay, let's get it over with. But yeah, who would have thought? I was actually super awkward and totally a tomboy when I was younger, until high school pretty much. In contrast, number 5, I was a pageant girl in high school. So going from a tomboy to pageant girl, who would have thought? Oh, Ryan, don't do it, dude. You stay inside. Cat trying to make the great escape. Yeah, I was a pageant girl. So I competed in the Miss Arizona Teen USA pageant, as well as a couple other ones, and I always placed really well. I never won, but I started my very first pageant. I believe it was my sophomore year of high school, and I was so excited. I had no idea what to expect. I'd never competed in a pageant before, but I'd always wanted to try it. So I went. We got like a gown, we got a swimsuit. I had no idea what I was doing. And I placed first runner-up. I came in 2nd place out of like 50 girls. It was an amazing, amazing accomplishment. And I ended up competing for that pageant about 3 or 4 different times. And every single time that I competed for Miss Arizona Teen USA, I came in the top 5. I placed first runner-up twice and 3rd runner-up once. And I also competed in other pageants where I also placed really well. So that was a really, really fun time in my life. And it was a very educational experience in a lot of ways. And it's definitely helped in creating who I am today in a lot of ways. Number 6, and a lot of you guys know this, and you're gonna think this is a dank meme if you know this, I was kind of on a Proactive commercial. Shout out to OMG It's Firefox for making this a really great meme on the internet. Thank you. I used to use Proactive for a really long time, and my cousin also used it as well after I'd recommended it to her. And she had sent into Proactive her before and after pictures, and they contacted her asking if she wanted to be a testimonial. So she said, well, can my cousin do it? Since I was the one who introduced her, and they said, absolutely. So they flew both of us out to California. In fact, This commercial was filmed over the weekend of one of my orchestra competitions, so that was awkward. I had to fly from San Francisco down to Burbank, film the commercial for a day, then back up to San Francisco to compete. And it was really cool. It wasn't like a paid thing or anything. We just, we talked about our experience with the product. It was filmed at, what was his name? I don't remember. It was filmed at some really big rapper's house. There were a bunch of clocks on the wall. It was really cool. And, you know, they gave us a bunch of free product, and the commercial was running for quite a while, actually. It ran for like 3 years on various channels. It ran on MTV, Nickelodeon, a bunch of major channels as well. It was really cool because my friends would take pictures of me on the screen like, oh hey, I see you. And that was a pretty funny experience, even though now it's turned into a great joke on the internet about me. In my defense, I was 15 when that was filmed and I'm 23 now, so it was 8 years ago. Number 8 is that I am a massive travel buff. I've always wanted to travel my whole life. I never had left the continental United States until I was in college, and I was beyond excited. I wanted to go everywhere. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so because of that, I was really interested in England, in the UK, in English literature. Do you need to go potty? You need to go potty. And England was my #1 priority to visit, and so I made this whole proposal to my parents of why I should be allowed to study abroad. I listed out the finances, I listed out the travel information, where I'd be staying, the curriculum, I laid it all out. I had a whole presentation for my dad, and he looked it over and said, okay, let's do it. So because of that, I got to go to England for a semester. I lived in a town called Egham, which was in Surrey. It was about 40 minutes west of London, and it was the best semester of my life. I miss it every single day. So since studying abroad, I've been to 8 different countries, which has been the most amazing experience, and I have a newfound love for Europe. Are you guys fighting? Hey, I'm trying to film here. Why are you fighting? I swear to God, my entire life is an episode of Cat Dog. Number 9 is that before my career on Twitch, I wanted to be a news anchor. This is back in high school. I decided to go to the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Arizona State University. And my dream was to be the next Katie Couric. I wanted to be a news anchor on the Today Show and live in New York and have my whole career. And it wasn't until 2 years into my degree that I realized, fuck, I fucking hate broadcast. So that ended up not working out, and luckily I took that love of being on camera and being able to speak in front of an audience, and now it's kind of become my career on Twitch. And lastly is, I mentioned earlier how I am a massive Harry Potter fan, which is true. I have gotten the opportunity to at least speak to, if not interview or meet, 3 of the actors from the Harry Potter films. So I interned in college at a place called John, Jay & Rich. It's a radio show that's around, I think it's 10 different cities in the country. It might be more than that by now. And they had an opportunity to interview Dana Radcliffe. And long story short, I was given the opportunity to do the same. They brought me in during the interview knowing that I was such a big fan, and they let me talk to him, which was really, really amazing. I still have the interview saved to my iTunes. Before that, when I was way younger, probably late middle school, early high school, I got the opportunity to speak to Matt Lewis, who plays Neville Longbottom. And I had called to ask a question into a radio show that he was doing a thing for a website called Leaky Cauldron. And they called me back and I got to talk to him, which was really cool. It was awkward though, because I was kind of sick. So I had a little frog in my throat, so I sounded like a dying animal while I was talking to him. Doesn't matter. And recently, I mean, like last month recently, I got to meet Harry Melling, who plays Dudley Dursley in Harry Potter, because my good friend Teresa works on a play out there and asked me to come be a part of the press night. And who's starring in the play? The play's called Hand to God, by the way. It was an amazing show, and if you're in London, West End, you should go see it. Harry Melling was the star, and he did an amazing job, and I got to meet him at the after party, which was so exciting, even though I was freaking pleb and didn't ask for a picture. So there it is. That is 10 fun facts about yours truly that you potentially, maybe, probably didn't know. And if I think of any more, maybe I'll do a part 2 one day, but until then, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed my awkwardness. Okay, bye now.